In this video, we're going to have a quick look at my TRX-4. Now, it does need a full rebuild. It's getting tired, it's getting stiff. It's probably got water in the gearboxes and in the axles. But I'm not going to rebuild it in this video. I just want to give it a little bit of a service. All the electrics are not working properly. The high-low gear shifter that keeps getting stuck. Cables are a bit jammed up. And the motor's dead. I've got a brand new motor to put in it here. But pretty much, it's just an overhaul video just to get all the electronics back up to top-tip conditions. Get all the diff locks working. Get all that lot working again. So I've got a brand new censored 14 series motor here. Perfect combination for the Mamba X combo. Now, this isn't actually a crawler motor. For some reason, they packaged it wrong, because this is the motor that came in with it originally. And it was sold as a crawler motor, but it isn't. This is actually the normal kind of basher motor. But they didn't have any crawler motors in stock, so that's kind of what I went with. And later on, I'm probably going to end up putting this into my Slash 4x4 and putting in a proper, one of the slate motors into this one here. So, first of all, I've got to change these wires over. The wires that come on there already, they're like way too long. So I'm just going to take these wires off and put those wires on. Alright, so just plugged it in. It does drive, but as you can see, it keeps jumping out of gear. So you see the shift servo here, look, and it keeps twitching. It's doing that all by itself. And when I move this gear shift switch here, look, it doesn't even respond. It's not even doing anything. And the same with the diff locks. When I move the diff locks, look, diff lock servo's not even moving. Also, the steering servo's gone all weak, and I do find it hard to believe that every single servo's gone wrong. So I reckon it's the receiver. So I'm going to chuck in a new receiver and then see what happens. Look at that, guys. There's hardly any aerial left on this. I mean, the range on this was really bad. So a brand new receiver here. Hopefully that's going to sort the problem out. And the easiest way to put in a new receiver in is actually take one wire out and plug it straight into the next receiver. As that way, you don't forget where all the wires go. And of course, the receiver might actually be okay. It might be one of the servos that are faulty, making the whole system go weird. But we will find out. But that's the thing when you've got to test things, you don't know what's wrong. It's kind of like a process of elimination. You've got to sort of keep trying different components. Try it with components that work. If I now swap it to this receiver, and it's still got the same issue, we now know that it's not the receiver that's got the issue and it's something else. Then we can try and pull one by one, pull out each servo and see what's actually causing the problem. It could be the speed controller, could be any one of the servos. So we know it's obviously not the motor because we've changed that and it's still doing it. So let's plug that back in and see what goes on. Well, we're going to have to bind it first. So to bind these, really easy. Pretty much what you have to do is hold down the set button on the, I think it's called a set bar, well, link button. And while you hold that link button in, you want to turn it on or plug it in. And that servo's still twitching. That's odd. Okay, so next, you hold down the set button on the radio and then switch it on here. So now, well now, Alright, so the shifter servo is working again now. But we don't have any diff locks. Let's try turning it on and off again and see what happens. We've still got twitching going on here, guys. Okay, I think we've got a problem with one of the servos. But what I'm going to do first, guys, I'm going to go into the Traxxas Link app and make sure that we've actually got TRX-4 selected inside the app. Alright, so I've just turned on the Traxxas Link app. It needs an update, so it's doing that now. I'm a bit sceptical now. I'm kind of thinking now it's going to be one of the servos that's the issue, because this thing's twitching. But this thing is set up for UDR for some reason. So once we swap it over to actually TRX-4, maybe those shifter servos are going to start working again. So maybe it's this servo here that's got the problem. We'll see. Alright, so the update's done, but it thinks it's an ultimate desert racer. Figure out how to change it. Select model. Yeah, there we go, TRX-4. Alright, so now, diff lock's still not working. Ah, guys, I don't know what the hell's going on there. That's working. High and low's gone funny again. Diff locks is like nothing. Guys, I don't know what's going on. I find it hard to believe that all servos are shot. This one's pretty warm though. Alright, so that was a bit of an unsuccessful video really. I'm going to have to order some new servos and then we're going to get this thing back on the road. So, I've just had this thing here turn up from my /4x4. It's a front shock tower. And the standard one that's on here has got a big split on it. So I'm just going to quickly chuck this on. Alright, so that should be a relatively easy fix. So if you have a look here, you can see where it's all split, and that's only going to lead to problems later on down the line. So I've already put the RPM on the rear, and that's solved all the issues there, because I used to break these quite regularly. So RPM on the front, that should solve all those problems. So that's the new one here. I saw the part numbers on here in case anybody's interested. One thing worth noting, guys, when you're doing up these screws into the RPM plastic, it is very easy to strip out these screws because this plastic's actually softer. That's probably one of the reasons why it's stronger. It's got more flex in it. But that does mean that any screws you put in there are more likely to strip the threads out, so you've got to be extra careful. So always make sure you do the last little bit up by hand if you do it using electric tools. And you don't have to over tighten these. I see a lot of newbies, they make the mistake of just really cranking these up too tightly. Ah, damn it, I should have. There. I'll get there in a minute, guys. Bear with. Right, there we go. Right, so when you're doing up these screws for the anti-roll bar or the sway bar, you want to make sure you don't do it up too tight and actually pinch it. So I'll start off with by leaving them both loose, make sure you can still rock it back and forth. And then slowly start doing it up, and once it starts getting stiff, just back it off slightly so that can still move. You don't really want it to be any friction in there. And then you can do the same with the other one. Tighten it up until it gets stiff, then back it off just until it goes free again. And that's how you set up an anti-roll bar. So now just making sure that all these screws are tight, and again they don't need to be up very tightly, just nipped up, because it is very easy to strip out these plastic threads, especially in these RPM parts, because they are softer plastic, and your warranty won't cover it if you over tighten stuff. There you have it, guys, all fitted on, and that was actually a perfect fit. Went straight on, didn't have to file anything, didn't have to force anything. Perfect, straightforward replacement. And this rear one, that's been on there for a while now, really takes a beating. Haven't broken that yet. So you've got to be a bit careful with RPM parts. People just RPM everything, but sometimes RPM parts can make your car worse. On an example for the X-Max, like over there, I tried some RPM arms on there and it made it worse. And, you know, even on this, I tried RPM bumpers on there. That made it worse as well. And a lot of people keep telling me, put on the RPM arms. But these are the stock arms, and I've not broken them yet. And if you've seen the bashing videos that I've put this thing through, I mean, this thing really does take a beating. I've bounced it off of trees, massive jumps, and I've not broken an arm yet. So I have got some RPM arms hanging up on the wall there, just there. So if these do break, I will give them a go. Got some other pretty cool projects coming up. I got this Spectrum DX5C, and the good thing is with this, you can do rear steer on this one of these toggle switches up here. And I'm going to be putting that onto this Wheelie King here, because it's already got rear steer, but I've got it on a stick radio, so it's going to be a lot better having it on that. Also, I've got this burnout car that I'm going to be making a start on soon, guys. Putting a crazy 6S power system in here. And we're going to turn this into like an Aussie burnout car with disc brake on the front. So stay posted to see more stuff like this coming out soon. So guys, that's it for this video. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, smash the bell button to stay notified. See you soon. Bye.